Blake and Justin, now 18 days away. The countdown to Baldoni versus Lively continues. Oh, yeah. I think AI Blake looks a lot more like Blake than AI Baldoni. AI Baldoni is really struggling with the hairline up top. Yeah, it's stress. He looks more like Jason Patrick, the old.
I was going to go with Patrick Dempsey, maybe, on the side.
Wait a minute. You're talking about one of the best heads of hair in the entire TV industry. And I just said the guy's struggling with a hairline, and then you go with a guy named like McDreamy who's got the best hair.
Hey, how about...
Guys, whatever you're giving him in there, please, please. All right, it's Throwback Thursday here, okay? Knowing what we know now, how hard must it have been for Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively to film this scene? Let's just cringe out together here. Oof.
You got it. You got to stop. You have to stop this. Please.
What?
Just the, staring at me like that and the...
I'm just looking at you.
Okay. You're just looking at me. Stop showing up at my flower shop and sending
My
me
sister works there.
flowers. Stop walking through this party following me around.
Can
You're
you
making
just
me
shut up
feel
for
like...
1 second?
Okay.
I like you.
What are you, 5?
I'm trying here.
Go on.
You want to go somewhere more private?
To talk.
To talk.
Okay.
Ooh, Ryan Reynolds must hate that scene. He must have seen the dailies on that and said, this guy's getting too close. Oh, and tear him apart. I don't know. But they were definitely happy, and they were even flirty at times behind the scenes too, okay? So you just saw what made it to the film. But check out this little interaction from the set, right? Okay? There he is with his tight T-shirt showing those sweet pecs. They're clapping about a scene. There's Blake in another horrible outfit, but who cares?
Justin, I love you on Jane's birthday!
Justin, I love you, someone. Oh, look at him. There he is, the director, the actor. He touches her on the shoulder. He walks away. She gives him a lingering something on the back. There was definitely vibe. They had vibe. They had a nice rapport. And then it went south. It just took off in the wrong direction. But you see what made it to this. I mean, it's hard to watch the two of them getting very cozy together now, right? Getting sexy. But you see the playfulness. It definitely started out well. He hired her. She was the one that he wanted. So where did it turn? Maybe it was this behind the scenes little moment that set them in the wrong direction. The toothpick moment. Check this out.
Somebody lock it up.
Toothpick, please. Viv, do you have a toothpick?
Yeah, right here.
He sees something in her teeth, and he goes, toothpick, please, in front of everybody. We've all been in this situation where you're out to get, look, there she is. She's picking her teeth with the toothpick. There she is. How to get this piece of lettuce out, which is killing the moment.
All right, we should go.
Okay, we need to go. Blake, get it out. Get that piece of pepper out of the crack of your teeth. There we go. Ready to go. That might be it. And we all been in that situation. What do? Justin is not just her co-star. He's the director. He doesn't want a great piece of spinach right there in her teeth. So he has to say something. Now, once you cross that threshold as a human being interacting with other human beings, it's very much makes life a lot more simple. I know if you just met somebody or there's a big fish in the room, do you want to be able to say, hey, bud, you got a little something there? You got to be that person that does it, because the alternative is way worse. Now, the trial is 18 days away. Will the jury give Blake some kind of carrot, you know what I mean? Like something to walk away with, or is she going to get swept? 10 of her claims are already thrown out. out of the 13. All the SH stuff is gone. Is the jury going to, they're all watching. They're all following this. They all have social media. There's no way there's anyone in the jury that has no idea who these two people are and what they've been through, the road that led us to this point. Look, I don't know. Will they find some kind of pity and give her a little something to walk away with? You know, like maybe say Justin and company and Jamie and Wayfarer and everybody kind of over-defended themselves. Whoa. Hang on for a second. Oh, I've never done this before. Just sort of, can you send me a text? Because I'm in the middle of some action. Hello? Totally relates to what's going on here. This is
Billy,
this is wild. This is why we love the live. But you can't take someone live and put them on the spot. But that's someone I would definitely want right now on the spot for this moment. Things are so much better live. It's just the energy, excitement. Anyway, do they give Blake a little carrot to walk away with, right? Maybe they say that Justin and Jamie and Wayfarer overzealously defended themselves. That's what I was saying. The Jed Wallace of it all, right? Jed Wallace is the renegade sort of, internet marketer and PR guy that you hire. He's a crisis guy. You hire to do, he's like the Harvey Keitel of the internet, okay? Allegedly. So, Blake's defamation claims against Jed Wallace, she had her own suit against this guy. They were thrown out by Judge Lyman because she failed to show that, Jed had enough of a connection to New York City to actually be sued there. So it was sort of jurisdictional. Jed's defamation suit against Blake, well, he did that in Texas, and that's still in play. Jed wants $7 million in damages, claiming that she smeared him. Isn't that amazing? And that she acted with negligence or actual malice in going after him. Blake tried to get everything dismissed on jurisdictional grounds, of course, saying that, he converted his company into a Texas corporation shortly before suing her. So he actually got jurisdictional grounds in Texas for the sole purpose of going to battle with her. Now, this guy's definitely on the witness list in New York, just because Judge Lyman threw, her case against him out, a separate case, doesn't mean he's not going to be on the witness list for this actual case. I mean, no question she calls him up there. And honestly, this might be her lane. This might be where Blake gets something. Did Jed Wallace overzealously defend? I've heard lots of things about, there's a case, and we'll get into this next week. There's a case, he represented Rebel Wilson. There's some audio that's out there about, his approach on behalf of Rebel Wilson. So we'll get an idea, just because we should be looking at all sides here. But this might be a possible off-ramp for Blake. Look, in the main case, 18 days away, Justin is no longer a defendant by himself, so he can already celebrate some type of victory. The SH claims, of course, are out the window, as you know. Part of the defense, he's just part of the defense now with Wayfarer. Because really the defamation thing is not just about Justin Baldoni. He didn't, smear her, allegedly smear her and destroy her reputation on the internet. This is a company thing. So Baldoni himself is no longer alone in this. The arguments on Tuesday in front of Judge Lyman just a couple days ago include admissibility or not of the Blake Lively commissioned report that concludes she lost between $230 million in earnings. That's a humble brag. She's saying she hired some marketing professor from University of whatever to say that she lost $230 million in lost earnings. Total humble brag. Like quietly, passively, by the way, mentioning I'm a person who can be paid $230 million. That's just, sorry. I mean, J-Lo going for a $230 million payout is nuts, right? I can't. Who's the biggest female actress? Sydney Sweeney saying 200. She wouldn't do that. Blake Lively, you're saying that? She's also saying that she suffered $40 million in damage from reputational harm. I don't know how you calculate that, but anyway, she's trying to get that report to be admissible. The Wayfarer lawyer. I love this guy. Let's put a little spotlight today on Fabian Thiambali, because it's really a great name. And he works for Brian Friedman. He's part of the team. He's a Wayfarer. Fabian Thiambali called it a pie-in-the-sky calculation, saying her past earnings do not reflect anything close to that. Boom. Now, Blake's lawyer, Nayun Rim, Rim is the last name. I'm not going to say it. Part of me wanted to say something, and I'm not going to do it. I'm trying to remember. Don't go for the cheap and easy one. But if Rim is working for you, then it is a Rim. Blake,
Billy,
don't do it.
No, you wanted to, though.
I got close.
You wanted to.
I got close. So Blake's lawyer, Nayun Rim, said the attacks by Wayfarer erased years' worth of investment in her hair care product line and booze company. You see, Blake is dying for a scapegoat here to shoulder the failure of her hair care company and the canned drink, which is built solely on her reputation, right? So if it's not selling, if it's a failure, it can't be because of me, because you're saying I'm a person who can't move product. Sydney Sweeney is moving lingerie solely because of her reputation. Kylie Jenner is moving lip plumpers and other such things because of her reputation. I want Kylie's lips. I want that. Right? These people are moving product because of them. Blake is not going to face the fact that these companies failed in part because of her reputation. She doesn't want that type of analysis, so she goes with this, that it was him. Now, comparisons are being made in this trial to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, right? With the manosphere kind of rallying behind Justin, although Depp and Justin, I think, have a different type of appeal within the manosphere, maybe. I mean, I think Baldoni's audience is mostly female, I would think. But anyway, is that Blake's, whether or not Blake is innocent or not, do you think she's being treated unfairly like Amber Heard? Do you think Amber Heard was treated unfairly? I mean, Amber Heard baited Johnny Depp. She taunted him. She flirted with Elon Musk. I mean, she allegedly threw things at him. She drank like him, and they got. I mean, I'm not saying that she's to blame entirely, but she was certainly a part of the problem, and that we definitely learned in the Johnny Depp trial. So I don't really know. I don't think the comparisons are that accurate because. I think dudes maybe rallied strongly behind Johnny Depp because they saw, they detected this woman fleecing him. Justin he's man bun, be a better man guy. He's the guy that stands up in TED Talks and tells men that they're, I think he's pro, like he's like the toxic masculinity spokesman for, I don't know that rallies the manosphere. Anyway, I read this Slate.com article by a woman named Heather Schwedel, and it theorizes that the public's tendency to hate on an actress like Blake Lively has been weaponized here. Is there a tendency for the public to hate on an actress like Blake? More actress, more than actor? I don't know. But she says this is particularly in a lawsuit that involves a charismatic man, even when she has hundreds of pages of evidence on her side. Does Blake have hundreds of pages of evidence on her side? She's certainly submitting a shit ton of stuff. If Blake had her way, this trial would go on for months and months. But she must have a trove of things, a trove to share. But look, Blake's mean girl shit came back to bite her. I mean, how you treat other people becomes vital when you're in the line of fire. Okay, check out this. It's Throwback Thursday right now. Here's a text exchange with Brendan Sklenar. And the date on this is wild to me, okay? This is 4 days after the movie came out. The movie premiere was August 9. So right when you should be celebrating this movie coming out and making a shit ton of money, Brandon Sklenar says, yeah, I'm sure once William Morris Endeavor, the talent agency that represents Baldoni and Ryan Reynolds and everyone else, I'm sure once WME drops him, it'll all snowball naturally. And Blake says, I think at some point we're all going to have to confirm it. You know what I mean? Even anonymously or jointly. This is so painful and awful for everyone. He, Baldoni, has an entire machine and team and bots prepared for this. None of us do, not even Sony, because none of us had anything to hide. Brandon Sklenar. Okay, yeah, I agree. Well, that's the thing. Back to the Jed Wallace thing. How big was Baldoni's machine? Did Jed Wallace fight unfair? This jury's going to get a chance to say, okay, how much is self-defense? How much is protecting some? And I definitely think when it's all parceled out, there's no question Blake started it. She started the whole thing. She went after the guy. He had there was nothing to gain for him by going after the lead actress in his movie. We've said that repeatedly. She had everything to gain. Leverage, control of the IP, directing the next movie, the sequel, taking over the material, the whole thing. So she definitely started it. But did he defend himself? That will be in a way, in an over the line sort of way. I think also about Blake's reputation. I think about Kirsty Fla and the way she treated Kirsty Fla in that interview. And I have to say, that strikes to the core of me. I have sat in that interview chair with actresses and actors for years, 24 years I did. And I can remember that feeling of anxiety that wells up when someone's treating you like shit. You know what I mean? And they're just kind of they're bigfooting you or trying to, embarrass you or make you feel badly. And I had it several times. And normally, it doesn't benefit you to air that. So you don't air it and they get away with it and the whole thing. Blake was one of those people. And it happened on multiple occasions. You see the Access Hollywood thing on the red carpet. There's an extra thing. There's the Kirsty Fla thing. And how you treat people on the way up is when you need it, it's going to come under the microscope.